The Bleacher Report just posted this little Steve Kerr piece, and kind of about the Golden State Warriors. And I don't know if maybe Steve Kerr thought that other people didn't know this or understand this or had seen it. So I think this is worth making a video. This is interesting. All right, so in response to, the state of the Warriors, Steve Kerr said the following, quote, "We are no longer the 2017 Warriors dominating the league. We are a fading dynasty." Well, no shit, Sherlock. Nobody outside of maybe a few delusional Golden State fans are thinking that this is a team that is poised to make deep runs in the playoffs and compete for titles. That ship has sailed. That ship sailed when Klay Thompson was injured and defensive players who had specialized roles on the team, when those roles were abandoned and not filled, not addressed by the general manager or scouting team or the organization as a whole. The other issue is the Golden State Warriors, after Kevin Durant, did not really replace him. He was a big reason they won their titles. So when they won the one with Steph back in I think it was 2022, that was an amazing run. The Warriors kind of put it together for that one last hurrah, and then Steph Curry, I would say, just leveled up to it in a manner that we had never seen before, even by his standards, right? So in my opinion, that was the end of his peak. That was the last time we saw the best version of Steph. You could still see a great version of Steph from time to time. It happens occasionally. He drops a 50 burger or drops a 40 burger, stretches the floor unlike anybody else, and forces the defenders to come out 35 feet. And he can do that sometimes, but he's well beyond his prime. Several years removed from that time period. And Draymond Green is literally as single-dimensional as they come. He is, by obligation, just giving him something to do on offense, a quote-unquote facilitator. As basic as it gets on the offensive side of the floor, he's a good defender, a very good defender. He makes major problems for offenses, right? But they don't have the development, the player personnel, and developed player personnel to revamp their roster. And Steve Kerr is part of the reason why they haven't done that. And who they've drafted and who they brought in free agency, it's just not the same. Because they don't have Steph in his prime, Klay in his prime, Draymond in his prime, or Kevin Durant in his prime. That collection is no longer there. So what do you mean we are a fading dynasty? It's been over since 2022. They did it that one last time. But gone are the days where the Warriors are a top defensive team in the NBA and an effective team rebounding group. Gone are the days of having 2 and 3 perimeter options, playing within a system with movement and all. That's not a thing anymore. Now you have a bunch of regular guys who are nice players. I'm not trying to shit on the players on the Warriors. Absolutely not. I have the utmost respect for all NBA players and what they're trying to do to be the best version of themselves. But let's be realistic. What the Warriors had put together through drafting and through team construction, everything was perfect. And then once those pieces either deteriorated or left or were removed and not replaced, things had to change at Golden State, and they didn't. See, that's the thing. There has to be a little bit of culpability here, some accountability from the general manager, from the player development standpoint, from the coaching standpoint, and from the fact that the players that were once there, that are still there, just aren't the same players they used to be. Fading dynasty? Hell no. Fading dynasty was in 2023. Fading dynasty was in 2024. It's over. It's been done. It was a nice run. And by the way, they didn't really have a dynasty. They won a couple of championships consecutively. I don't know if I'd call that a dynasty. They won, I think, 4 championships going from 2015 to 2022. I don't know. Maybe you may consider that a dynasty. That's fine. But when I think dynastic, I think like 5, 6, maybe 7 championships in a decade's time. I don't know, but it's neither here nor there. It was a great run. It was a lot of fun, I'm sure, to be a Golden State Warriors fan, and it was a great time for the players involved and for the coaches involved. But I think the thing that is kind of signaling here, I think Steve Kerr's on his way out. I don't know if he's long for the NBA. I think he's done enough. He's had a hell of a coaching career. There's a lot of winning, championships. Maybe this is it. Maybe he kind of calls it a day after this one. We shall see. But yeah, maybe there's some delusional people out there, but a fading dynasty, they are a faded dynasty.